Has cash flow been something that's on your mind a lot lately? This is something coming up, especially to milestones like end of financial year, end of calendar year, Christmas, things like this. People often have this increased pressure in cash flow because they think there's a lot of extra expenses that they want to make sure that they're accounting for. So if cash flow is something that is causing pressure or on your mind, there's a couple of questions that I'd like you to ask yourself that will help. First of all, are you tracking your cash flow? And if you are, how is that being done? Is there time allocated weekly? And are you using an app that gives you actual accurate cash flow projection data? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, how am I going to know what money is due to come in and what's coming in? There is a lot of things around cash flow that you can control. And yes, there's things that you can't control. But if you know how many people you owe money to and how much, how many people owe you money and how much, and what the terms are, you know your opening balance, you know your closing balance, you know your wages, your operating expenses, you've got a lot of data that you can predict the worst case scenario, what will my cash flow be 3 months out? And you can allocate to actually be putting a buffer away so that you can be creating a buffer that is going to reduce the cash flow stress so that you know if you need 3 months operating expenses to reduce the stress, you're building towards that. If you need 6 months, 12 months, that is fine. Interestingly enough, I had a man came to me many years ago. He had big cash flow problems. We worked about 2.5 years diligently on building up a cash flow buffer. And when COVID hit and many people were absolutely panicking, what did he do? He stopped working, told all his team to go and have some time off, and said to me, thank you, Suzzanne, for forcing me to understand cash flow better. I've got $320,000 in the bank and I don't have to worry. I'm going to go and enjoy my family. My wife's due to have a baby. I've got 3 little kids I'm going to look after for a month, and I'm just going to let this thing settle down for a while. And I just felt so humbled and grateful that I had been working with him on building the buffer that he wanted that would make him feel comfortable. So think about what cash flow is to you, what are you doing, and what you need to take the stress off your mind. How much buffer do you need, and how much checking and tracking and forecasting do you need?